Man, yeah, we got another OG in the building. So, of course, as y'all see the box, most of y'all should already know what these are. Got the black, gray box, of course, with the red Jumpman, the Air Jordan on the front. But label does read Air Jordan 9 Retro Gray School. Colorway is Summit White Black. And, of course, this is a size 6. Now, opening up the box, we do got our lot number right here. Now, I had to get my receipt emailed to me this time, but this is my retail pair. Of course, we do have this white trash bag paper right here. Ooh, yeah. The shoes is everything. The shoes is it, yeah. Kind of struggled a little bit to take the shoe out, but man, OG. Woo. But we do have the Air Jordan 9 Powder Blues, aka Carolinas, aka UNCs, whatever you want to call them, man. This is still a clean colorway in my opinion, y'all. Oh, man, these is nice. Now, of course, y'all know this is one of the 4 original colorways that dropped back in 1994. Even though the Air Jordan 9 released in 1993, the same year as the Air Jordan 8, this particular pair released back in 1994. And of course, y'all know this debuts back to MJ's first retirement, even though the Air Jordan 9 was already in the works, of course, man. So big shout out to Tinker Hatfield for just the creative designs on here, the innovation, the storytelling, which I'm going to get into, y'all, of course, man. But nonetheless, man, if you didn't know, this particular model did not hit the hardwood floor until 2002 when MJ was playing with the Wizards, of course, in that cool gray colorway. But he did debut a black and white pair of the Air Jordan 9 in cleat form when he was playing on the diamond, of course, baseball with the Barons, of course, and it was a black and white pair of 9s. But of course, we did see him with these also. I believe it was a campaign ad where he was sitting on a basketball and he did have these on, of course. So definitely monumental, man, and just a lot going on with this shoe, man, and just the history. But with that being said, y'all, we about to get into breaking down the shoe. So let's go ahead and do that. So to kick things off, guys, we have an all white leather upper going throughout the shoe. Now, of course, when it comes to this particular leather, guys, it is more of a stiff leather. Now, honestly, I wish they would have went true to OG and gave us more of that plush, soft leather, of course. But nonetheless, I'm not mad at it. You know, it's not the best, but it's gonna do, y'all. Now, I'm not sure if these will crease as much, of course, seeing how this is more of a stiff leather. But nonetheless, if you guys go into the toe box area where you see this outline of the powder blue, guys, they definitely did get that aligned with the trim cut, which I very much noticed, and it is on the OG pair as well. Definitely wanted to point that out, man. So there are some OG aspects on here, man, that you will notice, of course. But going into the lacing area, guys, we do have this one pull speed lacing system, of course, which is in all black. We do have these black eyelets, of course. We do have these black thin rope laces, which I am a very big fan of course. And we do have some breathable mesh on the tongue as well, guys. Now, going to the upper of the tongue, we do have the Air Jordan and that powder blue colorway. We do have some nylon hints on the tongue as well, as you guys can see. And man, honestly, y'all, I just love this color blocking. It's just one of them color blockings, man, that you don't see on a regular day basis, man. But going on, y'all, going into the back heel of the shoe, we do have the black mesh pull tab, of course. We do have the globe icon, of course, with the Jumpman and that powder blue color blocking. Now, this is definitely signifying a time when Jordan brand was very big. It's a global game of basketball, just a global thing around the culture. And y'all know MJ had a big impact on the world. So it is definitely symbolizing just a global sensation that Jordan Brand MJ had, man, which in my opinion is very dope. Now, something that a lot of people wasn't a big fan of, and I feel like that's the reason that most of y'all didn't pick up the shoe, is the back tab. Of course, y'all see is blank, and that is because these came true to OG form. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, guys, this particular pair released back in 1994. And of course, the OGs, which is the originals, came exactly like this. They never had the 23 on the back. Now, of course, that was the retro pair that dropped back in 2010 that had the 23. OGs never had them. But of course, I mean, even though the 23 does make it look a bit more appealing, y'all know me, man. I'm OG over everything. So the OGs never had them, and I'm definitely here for it, y'all. So, I mean, listen, I like them either way, man. But I know most people definitely wasn't a big fan of that. But if you didn't know, y'all, that was just a fun fact. OGs never came with it. But keeping it moving, y'all, going into the insole of the shoe. Now, of course, we do have an all black insole, as you guys can see. And we do have that white Nike Air on the insole like the originals did. And of course, we do have my size tag, which is a size 6, of course. And this insole is a Dream Cell insole, which is made with 100% recycled foam to elevate the footwear. Now, I low-key wish that they would have used that polyurethane. I'm just more so a big fan of that, child. Now, we do have this all black sock liner, of course, and it is more of a cushiony material. Yes. And going into the back of the tongue, we do have this powder blue color blocking, of course, and we do have our size and tag, of course, with the manufacturing date. Now, do note that this is more of a stitched on material. It is not more of that like heated, welded material that they have been using on most Air Jordan silhouettes, if you guys didn't know, of course. But we also do have this inner booty Hirachi ankle support system, which is on the inside of the shoe as well. And of course, it is in that powder blue colorway, and it does have some black nylon on the sides of it as well. Now, this is definitely inspirational because we see it on the Air Jordan 7, we see it on the Air Jordan 8 as well, and of course, it is on the Air Jordan 9. So definitely a dope key factor that all three models did carry, man. And I'm absolutely loving it, guys. Definitely a dope key aspect. But going into the midsole, guys, we do have this all powder blue midsole, which wraps around to the lateral side. And of course, we do have that black Jumpman on the midsole as well. Now, do note that this midsole is a polyurethane midsole, and it does have an encapsulated air unit at the forefront and heel of the shoe as well, guys. And then, of course, to finish it off, guys, on the outsole, this is where Tinker Hatfield and Mark Smith got very creative as far as their innovative design, the storytelling, the narrative, just as far as MJ's well-being on and off the court, just trying to be good to a lot of people, man, and just his aspirations, his attributes. This is definitely what this outsole is speaking. So of course, as you guys can see, there's a lot going on here which we about to go over. So first, we do have this globe right here, of course, as I mentioned earlier, Jordan Brand, MJ being a global sensation to the world, of course. Then we do have these letters in Japanese, of course. Now, I did my research, y'all, and that is supposed to mean world sport, of course. Japan, Jordan Brand being a big inspiration to them, of course. Then we do have this zigzag line right here. Now, that is somewhat paying tribute to the Air Jordan 5 shark teeth that they do have. Then if you look over here, guys, we do have the 1994, of course, as I mentioned, which is when this particular colorway did drop, guys. Then, of course, if you look up top right here, we do have some languages which is in Russian, Italian, French, Spanish, of course. And then we do have some on the right shoe, of course, which is in, once again, that Russian, that Swahili language. Now, I'm going to read some of them to y'all guys. So, guys, of course, on the left shoe, some does read sport, independence, freedom, athletic, hope. Then on the right shoe, we do read dedication, intense, liberty, graceful, things like that, man. So, of course, once again, just a big inspiration as to how MJ was living on and off the court. And then, guys, to finish it off, on the bottom of the outsole, we do have that 23, and it is overshadowed by this big powder blue Jumpman right there. True to OG form, guys. I'm definitely loving it, man. Definitely loving it. I just love the innovative design, just the innovative creation that Tinker Hatfield and Mark Smith put together to create the Air Jordan 9, man. Like, this is, once again, one of them silhouettes where it doesn't get retroed enough. It's not a popular silhouette. This retro can actually be put in the same category as the Air Jordan 14s because they don't get retroed enough, and when they do, they don't sit for long, of course, and it's just an underrated silhouette to me, guys. And this colorway right here, I mean, it is an OG colorway. So, I mean, if you are into the OGs, man, then these right here, this is definitely a perspective alternative, especially as far as the history, the storytelling. It definitely tells a great story, and I love the history behind the shoes, guys. It's just something that is very innovative to me, of course, man. And it's an OG color blocking, y'all. And y'all know what I always say, man. You could never go wrong with the OG. So y'all know me, man. I'm OG over anything, man. But once again, this is just an underrated colorway, in my opinion. Now, I know we do have the Air Jordan 9 olives releasing later on this year, and I feel like many people will be more hip to those than these, but I feel like many people gonna rock with the olives more than these simply because the olives have that 23 on the back, and I mean, many people rock with the olives over these. Of course, I feel like the shape on these is more closer to the OGs than that 2010 pair was. Now, of course, on the 2010s, the powder blue on the midsole, it was a bit more glossier, but these, as you can see, the color blocking, just the shape, it's more true to the OGs, of course, even though it has its differences. But I mean, listen, y'all, nothing gonna be spot on like the OGs, but I mean, they came as true to OG form as possible, and I'm glad, man, and I'm all here for it, man. So let me know if these were a cop. Let me know if these were a pass. With that being said, you got your boy J-Jus. You got my thoughts and opinions and review on the Air Jordan 9 Powder Blues. For those of you who are new to the channel, if you want to see more content like this, you into sneakers, you enjoy the history of sneakers and want to know more about sneakers, guys, then hit that big subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated. Until next time, I love and appreciate you guys. Reach for the stars. Sky's the limit. And we out.